We do want to turn to a race against the clock. We are just hours away from a possible government shutdown. Lawmakers have until midnight to reach a deal.
Congressional leaders on both sides of the aisle are struggling to come to an agreement on program funding. Two competing bills were rejected by the Senate less than 2 weeks ago. Democrats say Republicans failed to negotiate with them on health care priorities and warn of cuts to Medicaid for 20 million Americans.
They call it clean. We call it extremely partisan. That is not how you negotiate.
But Republicans say Democrats made demands that would dramatically increase spending.
We can pass this today. Pass it right now. All we have to do, get support from the Democrats.
President Trump himself sees a government shutdown on the horizon, saying, quote, "We'll probably have a shutdown."
Now, a government shutdown could impact federal firefighters just as the wildfire season is continuing. ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen is here now with a closer look.
Chris, the union representative for the firefighters within the U.S. Forest Service, tells me they were already struggling with low pay and being short-staffed. A potential government shutdown would not only impact employees and their livelihood, but people living near or around federal land.
It is absolutely going to affect wildland firefighters across the country. They will be working without getting a paycheck.
During a government shutdown, the National Federation of Federal Employees says its members, who are firefighters within the U.S. Forest Service, would be impacted. The concern comes as California approaches peak wildfire season.
Can you imagine, like, you're going to go fight a wildfire and you know that you're protecting the communities and you're protecting the public, and you're not getting paid for it.
The Senate is expected to vote on two key issues by midnight. The first is a Democrat funding proposal that would extend the premium tax credits on the Affordable Care Act and reverse Medicaid cuts. The second is a Republican continuing resolution to keep the government funded. Democrat Congressman Ami Bera says he's willing to compromise, but is concerned about rising insurance costs.
These rate hikes go into effect November 1st, if we don't actually do anything. People are starting to get their rate notifications covered. California is starting to have to do some of this as well. So if we can come up with an agreement in principle and say, okay, we'll work on this, here's what this might look like.
On the Senate floor on Tuesday, Republican U.S. Senator John Barrasso urged his Democratic colleagues to vote in favor of the Republican-backed resolution to keep the government open.
The House has already passed a clean continuing resolution, bipartisan votes, and it keeps the government open and functioning for the next 7 weeks. It allows Republicans and Democrats on the Appropriations Committee to continue their bipartisan work on a full year of funding for our nation.
As both parties continue to go head-to-head, the National Federation of Federal Employees is urging a quick and effective solution.
Enough of the partisan stuff. We are more united than we think. Work together. Work together to represent the people that voted you into that office, because they can very well vote you out on both sides of the office.
Once again, lawmakers have until midnight Eastern time. That's 9 our time to come to a decision. Chris and Laura.
And of course, stay with us for updates as we learn more throughout the evening. Jeannie, thank you.